What's the second mountain? Is Deuteronomy 7. Shout it. Gigashites talk like people that are governmental. The Gigashite nation represents what? Government. What are governments? Political institutions that rule a land. Gigashite means dwelling in clay soil, slippery, slimy, double face. It represents corruption brought on by pride of life. I said, what is corruption? It's impairment of integrity, virtue, and morality. The prince over government, who do you think? Like Apollyon is a prince over media. The prince over government is who? Lucifer himself. Lucifer said, I will now ascend. I will now rise. Immediately you come into politics, the spirit comes over you, making you to think that you are more than who you are. And that you are actually wise and smart. That's how you got there. Can't you think, don't you think so? It's like the donkey that Jesus rode on when he was going to Jerusalem. You know, when Jesus was riding on the donkey, you know what happened? People took their clothes. They were putting it down. They were putting it down. Let's assume the donkey is a politician. What will he say? Just say, oh, I'm the king here, you know. Even human beings are prostrating for me. They are laying down their clothes. The donkey, the stupid donkey forgot that what they are prostrating to is the one on top of the donkey, not the donkey. Many politicians do not know that it's the government that we are submissive to. None of them cannot stand by us in class. But the Lord has commanded us. Tell anybody, the Lord commanded me to pray for my government. So Lucifer himself is a reigning king there. So if you're going into politics, who are you supposed to dethrone? We need righteousness in politics. And this political righteousness cannot be done by confessing Christians. Christians that write Christianity in their letter of admission. It can be done only by people who can die for the Lord. Who have an assignment to take over the rulership of politics. Proverbs 29 verse 2. Let's read it. When the righteous strive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. Until the righteous begin to rule, what will happen? Will be what? Groaning. Do you know that even for prophets, apostles, teachers, evangelists, immediately they call them to Aso Rock, what happens? They change. Because as they are coming out, something is coming with them. Ghana must go. And if God sends them to go and warn the president, they will now say, it's a suggestion. It's actually my opinion. God can save by few, he can save by many. I advise you. But what God told them is that go and warn the president that if he doesn't do this and this and this, in 7 days this will happen. But if they fail to do so, what's going to happen? That is why up till now, that mountain is not taken. The man that is sent will first of all die to himself. The man that is sent will not have a personal agenda. He would only say, is this what you want? Then let us do it. Caleb said, Moses said to me, the reason I'm asking for this mountain is because I have been told it is my assignment. Then I want it. And then Joshua said, you go take it. What has the Lord told you? Because if you do not have a goal, anything will fit in. I'll be looking at opportunity. I will quote scripture to be able to justify my position. Because I am not sent to that place. Not everyone is sent to politics. But it is important to go there. Haggai chapter 2. Are we getting somewhere? Verse 7. He said, Let's start from verse 6. This is what the Lord Almighty says. In a little while, I will once more shake the heavens and the earth, the seas and the dry land. I will shake all nations. So somebody say, the Lord wants to shake the nations. I will shake all nations, and the desired of all nations will come, and I will fill this house with glory. The only one that can suit the longing soul of every nation is who? Jesus. He is the desired of all nations. In 1 Timothy chapter 2, Paul writing to Timothy said to them, there's one thing that believers can do right now. All of us. There's one thing that all of us can do right now. We can begin to pray. What did Paul say to Timothy? In the time that Paul wrote that letter to Timothy, guess who was the emperor in Rome? Nero. Nero was one of the most wicked emperors of his time. And Paul, writing to Timothy, said to Timothy, first of all, prayer, supplication, giving of thanks, be made for who? Kings and all men in authority, so that they can rule well. It does not matter whether you like Fashola or not, whether Jonathan is from South or from Southeast. What matters is, I don't care where they're from, but their rulership affects me and my children's children. Do you understand? If they don't rule right, I am in trouble. All believers should rise up, pray all day and all night, hold meetings, glorying and saying, let the desired of all nations come into the presidency, come into the House of Rep, come into the Senate, come into the local government, come. Begin to pray. Begin to pray. Nothing happens in the physical unless it first happens where? In the spirit. If Paul is telling people to pray for Nero, I don't care your political ideology. Tell your neighbor, pray. We can impose the rulership of heaven through intercession. We can do it. You see, there's so much need that we really want to go there. Not so much because we love this nation, but because we want to have access to. When we see a believer that will not be compromised, we will know. Not all of us can do it, but all of us can pray. I've started praying, and I want people to join me for electoral reform, that they would write our names right. Did you see that report in China? They'll put a dog, they put name. They put Bill Clinton in Nigeria, Michael Tyson in Nigeria, and Mike Tyson. Then they will put a small boy, like 3 years, they will put 77, age 77. That will not happen again.